Back to my channel. Welcome to day number 2 for our sourdough bake-a-thon. Okay. Today we're starting a little later, because of my schedule and the fact that I came home, had something to eat, and took a nap. And now I'm here. Okay. So today we're gonna be continuing our bake-a-thon, and we are going to be making pumpkin flatbreads. I've made sweet potato flatbreads before. They were delicious, but I just used a previous dough that was intended for bread. I just kind of just used that for my flatbread. So this time around, I'm actually creating a flatbread recipe. Is it gonna work? We're about to find out. It's gonna be very interesting to see how it turns out. We are going to try to make 6, and we are going to have 2 plain, 2 with cheese and garlic blend, and 2 with brown sugar and butter and cinnamon and maybe some raisin blend. Is this gonna work? I don't know. But you already know. We are here to experiment. This is what we do. So we're gonna start off by weighing out. I didn't weigh anything beforehand because I really just took an hour. It took a 45-minute nap. Now we're here. So we're going to start by weighing our discard. Today's discard, and I believe the only one that we're going to be using this entire time is going to be Frederica. Okay? She's the baby of the family, but she needs a little work, so we're going to be using it. I got home at around 5, so I took discard out of the fridge. It actually stays in the fridge. That's where I keep my discard. So I took it out of the fridge maybe around 5:30. So it's been sitting on the counter. It is not quite room temperature. It is still a bit cold, which is fine. I just wanted to let you know that my discards broke. Okay. So this is the one that we're gonna be using. And she kind of, she's active. She's super active and she's super busy. So we're just gonna use this one today. We're gonna give Fred Jr. a break and just use this one. So for the discard, we're gonna add about 200 grams here. Now 200 grams would give you about 3/4 cups plus a tablespoon or 2. But like I like saying, I use weights. It's easier for me. It's more accurate for me. So I just use weights. So we're gonna add about 200 grams of discard. I like to weigh that precisely only because if you put too much of discard, you can get a gummy, dense end product. That's not what we're trying to get. Okay? We want something nice, light, fluffy, foldable, and delicious. Now again, this is the first time I'm making pancakes. These pumpkin flatbread with a designated recipe for flatbread. I've made sweet potato flatbreads before, but I didn't create the dough. I kind of just used a dough that I had for bread, and it worked out perfectly. All sourdough. Okay, so we have 200 grams of discard. And if you are joining, we are back here again tomorrow. So don't forget to vote. Vote for what you want to see me make. We are back here tomorrow for day number 3. So it just keeps it fun and interesting. So we're going to add our pumpkin puree. We made this live in here. So this is our pumpkin puree. We're going to add about 100 grams of this puree. Listen, this better work. Okay? Better work out. So that scoop was 90 grams. And this right here is probably 100. There we go. I do have some more pumpkin that I am going to turn into purees, just so that we have enough for the live stream. So when I mix these two together, which I'm going to do before I add anything else, it will show me the consistency because there is water in your discard and there's also water in your pumpkin. So you kind of just want to gauge. Okay, so the pumpkin would be about a third. No, it's the right thing. To make it work. The final product, it may or may not be like bright. It may or may not have that pumpkin color that most of us crave, like myself. But it's gonna be delicious. That's the most important thing. Sometimes it's not even how the thing looks, it's how it tastes. I'm gonna tell you right. Sometimes it can look like, oh, but then it'll be good. So this is the starting point that we have. This was just my gauge. My discard is mixed in with my pumpkin. Judging by this, we may not need to add a lot of liquid because we still have to add some melted butter into this. But this is the consistency that we have. Okay. So now that we have that, we're gonna melt some butter because we need some butter. We're gonna add it to that. Basically, I'm gonna do it plain and then I'm gonna fill two with cheese and herbs and spices. And then I'm gonna fill two with sugar, spices, and some butter. We're gonna roll it out and see how well it bakes. Because not bakes, but cooks on the skillet. Because sometimes it just puffs out like a pita bread. Looks perfect, tastes good, nice and soft and foldable. Sometimes it's like, why are we even here? Okay, so for the butter, it was gonna be about 20 grams. That is 15 grams that I just did. This will give me about 20 grams on the dot. Okay. If you don't want to use butter, you can use a neutral oil, the same amount. So it's going to be 20 grams, which is about a tablespoon and a half for you. And you just use it. So yeah, if you want to use oil, use a neutral oil. If you want to add flavor, honestly, do like me and use coconut oil. It will actually give it a really good flavor. I'm just using butter because that's all I have right now. So use what you have. You use what you have, you make it work, and we figure it out. So the actual mixture is not going to have any spices. I was thinking of maybe adding just a little bit, nothing to change the color. Because you know, when you add spices, it will get a little darker or anything like that. So I think I want to do like maybe a little bit of nutmeg and a tad bit of cinnamon just to get some flavor going in the actual flatbread. But that's optional. That's not something that you need to do. I'm doing that because I'm extra. I want to make sure when I'm eating this, it tastes like pumpkin something. And the spices just bring out the flavor that's in the pumpkin. I don't know what it is. Okay, so we have the melted butter. We're going to add that. And that's about 20 grams. I want to make sure I have all of it. Now, for the liquid amount, it is going to be at least a tablespoon of either water or milk. Now, I won't know how much I need. It might be more. It might even just be a teaspoon. I just have to add the flour and everything just to see how well the dough takes. If it's too soft, I don't need any water or milk. If it's not soft enough, like if it's firm and it's not coming together, then we have to add some liquids. So you just do it in stages and gauge your mixture. So now that the butter is in, it's looking like a pancake batter, which is okay. Fine. Now we're gonna get the flour. Now I am using all-purpose flour, no uh, bread flour. I use what I have. Okay, I don't have bread flour. I'm not going out of my way to get bread flour. It is what it is. Okay, to add flour, salt, and I have a little baking soda here, but I don't know if I want to put some baking soda in this because I never put baking soda in my flatbread. But I feel like if you put the baking soda in, you might get it might be a little softer versus without. I've made it without baking soda this entire time. And we're gonna do one way, and then we can judge and see if we would do it again, right? So for the flour, it's going to be 180 grams of flour, which equals out to be roughly 1 cup and then 1/3. So 1 full cup and then a third. However, use weights. It's just easier. It's more precise. But use what you got. If you got cups, use cups. I don't like using cups because I can use cups and it's a different recipe all the time. When I use weight, same thing all the time. Because it's just weight. If something goes wrong, it's more than likely an ingredient that be bad or something of the sort. Okay, so that is 180 grams of flour. We are also going to add some salt. The salt is about half teaspoon. And I believe I'm going to add some spices. Just to pick it up. So I'm going to add the cinnamon in there. And let's see, not a lot, just enough to get like a nice flavor. You can use fresh or ground, whatever you have. I have fresh nutmeg, but I don't want it in here. It's a strong flavor that I don't want. Ground nutmeg is okay. Flavor, but not. Oh, there's also no sugar in this. Plain. So you can turn this into a savory thing, or you leave it as is. If you add sugar, just add a little bit, maybe like 10, 15 grams. Point is, you just want to get a hint of sweetness. If that's the type of flatbreads, because most breads that you buy, especially the ones in the store, they all have some form of sugar in there. It just makes the bread taste better. It really does. And it supports the yeast, right? So what our dough is looking like. I am using my spatula to start. Also didn't add my baking soda. You know what? I'm not gonna add the baking soda. I'm done. Because I would have added the baking soda with the flour. The baking soda now just makes no sense to me. And I don't think it needs it. It might, but I don't think it does. But I could be wrong. Okay. So you can use your hand. We're just gonna knead this together. I don't think we need the water or the milk, but you can. You can just add it. Just a little, like a tablespoon, nothing major. I'm just using butter. Not gonna use any uh milk, but you can use milk. Milk is for flavor. It really is. The water here is just for the softness, just to give you an added boost. But if your dough is really soft, you really don't need it. Because the one thing you don't want is to add water and then have to add flour to your water. Right? So this is the dough. I'm just gonna get my bowl scraper just to get it together. I want a uniform dough, but I also don't want to over knead. I want everything in it. Now, this color compared to the sweet potato is very new, right? So right off the bat, pumpkins disappointed me. Now, I do know once it starts to cook, the color might change. You might get a nice brown, golden color. We have some pumpkin chunks coming through here, which is fine. But want a bright dough. Okay, so this is our dough. This is what it is. I'm gonna let this sit while I prep the filling, which is gonna be like cheese and um, some garlic and some herbs and spices. Yesterday it was suggested that we fill it with like tofu and mushroom. I wasn't able to do that, so that is why we're just keeping it simple. But still be stuffed. It's gonna be stuffed with just what I have, which is cheese, and we're gonna do one with brown sugar and some butter and a cinnamon swirl type. Even put raisins in there because why not? So I'm just gonna let this sit while I prep. It's about a 10 to 15 minute sit. You don't need long because essentially what you're gonna do is you're gonna mix it, divide it, roll it, cook it. That's what we're doing. But I am just letting it sit because I wanna take care of it when I come back. So for the cheese filling, it's simple. It is just going to be some grated cheddar cheese. Not going to be a lot because hopefully I can get sticks. Fingers crossed. Okay, so we're going to get some garlic going in here, some parsley, garlic, and some butter. It's just going to be stuffed in the middle. The the ball. Oh, hey, Mr. Perfection. Thanks for joining. So we essentially, that's what we're going to do. Now, does cheese go with pumpkin? I'll find out. Why is it over here? We are about to find out if cheese and pumpkin go together. And don't forget to vote. I'm right back here tomorrow again. Oh, there we go. Back here tomorrow, so don't forget to vote for what we get. Right now, it looks like biscuits on the board. Everything is on the board. Cornbread, biscuits, and biscotti. Y'all need to vote up. Okay. Hey, T. Y'all need to vote so we can figure out what we're going to do tomorrow. I don't have anything complex for pumpkin because pumpkin is special. Okay, okay, so we're going to use about 70 grams, 75 grams of this looks like it's enough, but some Oh, no, we're gonna do about 50 grams. We're only making two. We're gonna do about 50 grams. Okay. I don't like wasting stuff. I don't like wasting food. But so we're gonna do about 50 grams. Essentially, you just want a little bit, just a nice taste. So when you roll it out, it's a good taste. Maybe I should actually do the 70 grams. I don't know. We'll see. But don't forget to vote, guys. We're back here again tomorrow for day number 3 for our sourdough. I was gonna say, why don't I have the foil? He is in the lead. Look at that. How was your day, guys? Thanks for reflection. Spend your day. You're gonna take a shower. That's cool. Okay. I feel like 50 grams is not gonna be enough. Maybe 70 grams is enough. But you just already didn't put baking soda in that thing. Let me just properly. I need y'all to understand. I kind of do what I want. I really do. I follow instructions, but I really do what I want. What you say? And so, oh, nice, nice. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yeah, we're starting a little late today. I got home from school at around 5, and I had to eat. And then once I ate, I took a nap because I was tired. I was exhausted. I had a very long day today. So it's okay. We're gonna make this. Wait, is there butter in this? I didn't even. I don't think it's how- because I was- So we're gonna make up our own thing. I'm gonna grate cheese for a bit while the dough rests because we already made it. If you are just joining, it's right here. Oh, this is medium cheddar. Medium fork. That's what they call it. It's medium cheddar. I'm just, I'm not even gonna lie. I picked up one of it on sale. Cheese sticks. Bro, these cheese used to go for $3.99 not too long ago. And on sale, they're $6.99. Imagine. But it is cheddar. I love me some cheddar. Really do. This is gonna be interesting because this is the first. I'm trying to think of all my other flatbreads. I don't think they had baking soda in it. Oh, these fruit flies. But I didn't add baking soda to this. We'll do it. We'll cook it and we'll see how well it turns out. If you need to add the baking soda, this is essentially why we do these. Because it's new for me. And if I had to make the mistakes, you don't have to. Time you're ready to make it. Foolproof. But I suspect it's still gonna be good. It probably needs baking soda. Now that I'm thinking about it. Okay, so we have the cheese here. This is the cheese. Ready to go. Ready to go. And what are we eating this with? So we're gonna be doing two with cheese in the middle, and we're gonna roll it out. We're gonna do two sweet ones, so with like brown sugar, um, butter, kind of like a cinnamon swirly type thing with some raisins. And then two are gonna be plain because the two that are gonna be plain, plus the two that are gonna have cinnamon and sugar, I'm gonna be eating them with the pumpkin butter. I've been waiting all day for the pumpkin butter. Okay? All day. Now I don't know how this. Surprised I don't have butter on this. Thought there was supposed to be butter in the cheese one to make it all come together, but I feel like it will be too much oil because the cheese has oil already. So we're just gonna use yeah, like garlic, but too much garlic is a thing. One or two, maybe final answer. We use two. Okay, I'm down to prank. Yeah, girl, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. Okay, so far, pumpkin biscotti is winning. You know, whatever. It's whatever you guys want to see. It's whatever. The pancakes were so good. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. This is where if I wasn't on live stream, I would be having this whole conversation by myself. Be like, no, don't do this, do this. No, don't do this, do that. Right? I'm just adding some parsley. Now, for this portion, season add with whatever you want. If you don't have fresh garlic and you want to use dry garlic, that might be better, right? But we're about to figure some stuff out. They really are. Because I think, see, I feel like dried garlic would be better. Mm, it is what it is. It's not going to be anybody in here because honestly, it is too going to be too oily. This cheese has a lot of oil. Make this work. And I already know this is too much. But the two that we're going to do is going to be too much. Way too much. But that's okay. I'll just use the remaining cheese and some egg in the morning. Call it a day. But the point is, I'm experimenting. I know it'll work. Just how well this recipe gonna do. Okay. I love some garlic. Then right here, probably gets to taste the garlic and a taste the cheese. Don't be messy. So essentially, my plan is to make sure that once rolled out, the ones that are stuffed, they have the flavor, they have all the filling, and it'll taste good, and yada yada yada. Wait till it. That's it. And some chili flakes, because why not? The point is to make it flavorful. It doesn't even matter how it looks. Okay, so if we divide this into two, it's good for two. Yeah. So we have that one down. This is the garlic and the cheese with the spices, parsley, chili flakes, salt. You want to put black pepper in here? You want to put some clove in there? By all means. Kind of just do whatever you want since you're eating it. That's what I say. As long as it's something that you like to eat, see what the problem is. Now, I've just never had pumpkin and cheese together. I don't think I've ever eaten anything that has pumpkin and cheese. And butter, sugar combo with some raisins. Okay, we're still here. So for the butter, I need this. About 1 tablespoon, and 1 tablespoon is about 15 to 20 grams, give or take. But for me. You can never have too much butter. Now, I'm only putting it in the microwave to soften, not to melt. I just need it to be soft enough so that I can mush it around so I can get the consistency I'm looking for, right? That's the only reason. If you leave your butter at room temperature, you'll be fine. 3 seconds. You'll be fine. And I have so much energy right now because I just woke up. So this is good. I'll be able to do this and be alert. And fingers crossed. Looks much better. Okay, we're good. So for this guy, I'm gonna add the butter. Just soften. And this is where you add your spices, flavor. So we're gonna do some cinnamon. You can do some fresh nutmeg, maybe a little bit of clove. No, spice it up. For the sugar, this is where we finally get to use our dark, dark, dark brown sugar. Because why not? Why not? Now, I can't tell you a precise measurement because I'm just going by eye. So I would say less than an eighth teaspoon. You just want to sprinkle, maybe a dash. Dash might be too much. So less than an eighth, right? A little bit. You kind of just want it to be like, oh, what's that taste? What's that flavor? You don't want nothing else, nothing more. You don't want it too strong. You want a nice subtle flavor, right? You can use some fresh nutmeg. If you have dried, which is the ground, use that. I'm just using my fresh nut ball. I like experimenting, so we're gonna figure it out. We are gonna see how well this goes. Maybe I'll be like, "Ooh, I need more butter." You never know, right? Not a lot. For the cooler, go crazy. You can use fresh. I don't have a lot of cinnamon, so I won't go crazy. I have to re up on my cinnamon. But go crazy. Half teaspoon is fine, right? Essentially, it's a flavor thing that we're going for. It's just all about the flavor. And for the sugar, oh, I didn't see it. I was looking at the wrong thing. No, stop. That butter didn't look like it was enough. It needs to double it. Instead of 1 tablespoon, it needs to be 2 tablespoons. So I was like, something looks wrong. Okay, so for the sugar, we're gonna use demerara. 1 tablespoon is 20 grams, right? 20 grams right here. We're gonna use 1 tablespoon of sugar, and then we're gonna just up the butter. We just need to add another tablespoon. It's my bad. I was looking at the wrong. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, my good girl. Stop being so gross. But use the darkest brown sugar that you have. Use the sort. If you want to add flavor here, extracts, you can add some extracts. Essentially, it'll bake out like anything, right? But you can still add it. So it's 2 tablespoons of butter, softened butter, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and go crazy with your spices. And by crazy, I mean just a splash and a dash here and there. You go crazy based on the amount of butter that you have and the amount of sugar. Now, you also need to add salt. Salt brings the flavors together. Don't listen to people, okay? You need a little bit of salt to bring it all together. That's what you do. That's what you need, okay? So, we're just gonna mash. I just added some butter that wasn't softened. It's okay. I'm gonna make it work. So essentially, once this is all mixed in together, I am going to add it in the dough and then add the sugar on top, not the sugar, the raisins, or you can mix everything all together. It is totally up to you. We can mix everything all up together. It'll have a good flow to it. Everything will just be good. But if your butter is not soft like mine, my second batch, just use the back of a spoon. And mix. So we're gonna have some savory stuff happening here. We're gonna have some sweet happening here. So you just do that, but it's easier if your butter is at room temperature. It's just easier on you. She said. So what you're saying is yes, but nah, that's good. We good. That's enough. That's enough. Yeah, that it's hard cooking and telling because it's like go based on looks. It looks like it's the right amount. Because if you use our guidelines for cooking, baking is a little more technical, so you may need to follow a recipe, but sometimes the recipes are wrong. Like, did you just give me the wrong recipe on purpose? That's why it's important to know what you're looking for in your product, like smell wise, look wise, feel wise, right? So I'm gonna taste this to see if it tastes the way I want it to taste. I taste the cloves, I taste the cinnamon, I taste the nutmeg. It's just missing something though. I got the nutmeg first. Maybe I want more sugar. Like it's missing. It's. I don't even got cinnamon. Like how dare you not give me cinnamon? This is why it's important to taste it. It's very important. It's missing something. Just a little something for me. For salt in here, flavor should be coming through, but it's just missing something. Okay, that's better. However, it's important to note that if you put too much nutmeg, it can be bitter. Okay, it can be, which I'm getting the nutmeg first. So that is not good. I just scraped a little too much for the nutmeg, but it's gonna be fine because once it melts away in the bread, who cares? So we're gonna have some raisins. I'm just gonna mix the raisins all in. Now for this, you need about 2 tablespoons, but your tablespoon will be about 20 grams. I'm going based on look, right? So you need about 2 tablespoons. If you don't want to use raisins, I'm only using raisins because raisins, that's all I have right now. But you can use nuts. You can put nuts in here, right? Essentially, it'll be the same way. Now, this is probably gonna be a pain to roll because the raisins are tough, you know? They have little ragged edges. Yeah, make it work. Right? So let's put that into let's put that into, and then we'll make it work. Okay. I think we're done with the prep. I am concerned about my dough, but I have faith that it's gonna be good. Because even if it doesn't pop up like what in my mind it should pop up like, I just know it's gonna taste good. Okay? Know it's gonna taste good. But when I taste it, I'll know if I need to add something more if I make it again. Move on. Like this room needs to be fixed. Okay, better. Okay. Don't need more sugar. Wait. It's a flavor thing, man. It's a flavor thing. That's why I tell y'all recipes are guidelines. It's a flavor thing. Are you getting the flavor that you're looking for? Right? That's probably half tablespoon, more than likely a half tablespoon that I just added. How I know? I kind of just know what I'm looking for. When you bake enough, you'll know. Same thing with cooking. You'll know what too much water is, right? You'll know what too much oil looks like. You'll just know. So we're good. We're all blended. The good thing about this is that even if I have leftovers, baby, I'm gonna slather it on my flatbread, pop it in the oven, boom, dessert for breakfast. Don't hate. I'm just saying, don't hate. Okay, I'm gonna tidy up here so we can actually get to. We're gonna get the skillet. Then we're gonna move some things around. Okay, water. Oh, yeah, okay. All right. I think this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. This is the dough. It's been resting for however long we've been doing this. Looks like it's gonna be good. These need to wash. Oh, who's in the lead? Ooh, biscotti. Oh, biscotti's in the lead. I'm not mad. I just like to push this down. Y'all know I like using my table with my bench scraper. And then we're gonna wait for 10. Yeah, it would be. I was trying, girl. I was trying to get the tofu and stuff, but sleep, sleep, sleep. I tell you. Okay. Once I came home, I was just like, I was so tired. It's probably like an hour and a half in traffic coming down. So it was just yeah. But it would be good. I think it would be really good with like the lentil tofu. stuffed with, think about it, like the lentil tofu with the cheese and the spinach. What? Mushrooms can go in there as well, sure. Like it would be so good. It smells good. Nice and fermented. This is our dough. How much do you weigh? We gotta cut this. We gotta. This is nice and fermented. We gotta cut this equally. Equally. Make it work. Ooh, probably not gonna stick. Okay, it's fine. What was the number? Yeah, I think 5 is a better bet. But you already know we're gonna make it work. Now this dough, yeah, all my stuff all over in their rightful places. But we are going to just gauge it. This is what the dough looks like. You can see it's fermented for like 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Stop. Essentially, I'm gonna do about 100 grams each to start, and then we're gonna autocorrect because although some might say divide it equally, right? When you divide it equally and you look at it, it might not be good being divided equally at the number that you chose, right? But 100 grams would probably be over against pushed together. And it's not going to be much. Now, my dough is a bit chilled. The pumpkin puree was cold. The discard was cold. So it's nice and cold. Now, if you use this for room temperature stuff, it might be a little softer. So that's just something to be wary about. It's more than right here. Um, Right here. This is the most tedious of baking because you also have to take into account the water content of when you make something. It'll shrink in size and weight after it's cooked. So that's another thing you have to really pay attention to. Okay. And the last. So the little one can be a plain one. Matter to me. Just needs 60. Nice. Or is it the 60? The 60 small one can be a plain one. Okay. Now, the fun part. Fun. Okay, so we have the cheese filling and we have the cinnamon and raisin filling. Gonna get my rolling pin.
We're gonna hope for the best.
Okay, we're gonna hope for the best. So this is where we're starting from. Right here. I am going to essentially, if you were on my live stream when we made the pumpkin, not the pumpkin, the pizza dough, essentially, something like that. I wanna make sure the dough doesn't tear. And once we fill it, it's a bit of- once we fill it, and ball it up, and roll it up, and it'll be nice. Notice I don't have any flour on the table yet. Yeah, you don't want anything too much. If your dough is sticky, yes. But if it's not, this would have been perfect if there was a second dough to go on top, but we're not doing that. We're doing it my way. We are doing this my way. So we're gonna we just gonna do this my way. I hope for the best. Out. It. I'm gonna just just don't do it. It's never- Get around this up and I'm gonna let it sit. Right? Steps.
Levels. There's levels to this. Make this work.
Notice I didn't do any extra kneading or rolling or anything like that. So that's one thing to look out for. Because you don't want to overwork your dough. Or here's the thing. Is the dough going to actually behave like a sourdough and rise up and say, I'm right here, boss? It's me. I don't know. I've never done a stuffed flatbread before. Ever. So this is my first time. Definitely gonna make it work. Okay. I think this is good. I just don't want to tear it in the middle. Just so that, yeah, we have some leverage so that we can make this work. This is the remainder of the cheese and the garlic. Okay. Want it to be scrunched together. I'm excited we never at the same time. I really am. Now, this is clearly overstuffed, but we're not wasting the cheese. And this is going to be fire with my eggs. All right. I already know. What you say? I'm saying, just needs to just, just chill. We've been good. Just chill. Jeez. Okay. We got it. This is another thing that you can do, okay? if it's so stuffed, you're like, oh, I don't know if I can close it properly and things are happening, just ball it up on the table, right? Feel it. Look at that. You don't even know where the cheese is. I mean, you do know where the cheese is, but kind of just, you know, ball it, crease the seams, knock them together. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So that's ball number two. To be honest with you, we're gonna be pleasantly surprised at which one's which. But I'll keep an eye on them. And yeah, I'll shape them differently. I'll try something to distinguish between pig and a pig. Okay. Still no flour. You don't want it to be dry and your dough is dragging. And then it'll be hard to close if it's dry, right? So some doughs, you just need a nice clean surface and you can do whatever. You just don't want it to be dry where it's just sliding off and you're gonna need water to seal. No, you're just making your life hard, right? If it's too sticky, yeah, you might need some. If it's just tacky, you're good with the flour. It should roll out really nicely. You just have to, I guess, know how you want to roll it. And roll it. Okay. Time. Pressure. It's already all the spoons already. Jesus. Pressure. Okay. I want a smooth center. There we go. So this kitchen too small. It's way too small. Okay, so when you see me do stuff like this, I'm trying to see where it may or may not tear. So I am gonna fill on the inside because I wouldn't want it to pucker through at the back. Ooh, baby. All right. Let's do this. We need to open this a little more. I don't either. No. Okay. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. Wow. Why do you look like you're so much? Okay. Let's do this. Going to melt away. Okay? I need y'all to understand. So we have cinnamon, sugar, butter, some spices. Now, I think it's very important, based on this, to keep it not wet. Talking about cold. Keep it on the chill side because it'll just be easier. Oh, don't tear to roll it so that it can stay together because you don't want oh, there. Oh, bother. You don't want your butter to be too soft. Okay, patience. Patience. No, get back in there. Get back in there. Okay, now we're clearly gonna have issues rolling the one with the raisins because, like I said earlier, you can see it puckering out. The raisins have sharp edges. If it was just the cinnamon and the sugar, it would be fine. So we're gonna have to identify how we are gonna roll it, when we're gonna roll it, and make it work. It looks like it's filled nicely. I feel where the raisins are. But I'm gonna just let it sit and rest, and we'll figure it out. I'm gonna do one more, and then the other two are plain, which will be fine. You know I don't like apple juice. Juice. I despise apple juice. Okay, despise it. I do not. No, you will not pay me to drink apple juice. No. I hate it. I really. Oof, no. God, I don't even care what type of apple juice it is. No. No, I don't like apple juice. I don't. I think it's because, that was the drink of choice when I was a child. I drink it. If I don't have to drink it, I'm not drinking it. I don't and I won't. No. I don't even drink orange juice on purpose. You feel me? Black juice? Something must be really wrong with me if you see me drinking apple juice. It ain't gonna happen. No apple juice. No. No. Just upset me with the apple juice. No apple juice. I appreciate you guys so much for showing up, man. I love it. Okay, we're gonna close out. Ooh, last one. Oops. I have to concentrate. Give me a sec. Give me 2 minutes. 2 minutes. There we go. No, listen, no apple juice. None. Zero. No. It can't even come in my house. For what? Why? Why you here? Who drinks apple juice? Not. I will eat apples. I will eat apples, but I ain't drinking no apple juice. No. I can't even say I would drink apple juice if it was pressed fresh for me. No, it ain't gonna happen at all. Zero. 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 Okay. I tolerate orange juice. But apple juice? Baby, no. I would not spend my money. No. Give me some white grape juice. Give me some cranberry juice. Apple juice? Nah. Blasphemy. Okay? That's a bad word in this house. Okay, we're not doing it. Alright, you're right, girl. Drink some apple juice. No, doing it. Maybe pay me $100 million. Maybe. No, not even apple juice. You know what apple juice look like? No, no. Now we're moving on to the plain ones. So these ones I'm just gonna ball up. I'm gonna turn my stove on so we can heat up the skillet. I just want to start from round. The ball, the plain ones are, they're easy. It's fine. It is what it is. Y'all, I will give you all the apple juice you need, okay? I can't do it. It doesn't, I don't know. The taste, I really think it's because that was the drink that I was given the most as a child. Yeah, once I can choose my own stuff, I choose no. I'm not choosing apple. I'll choose everything else but apple. I mostly drink water, so there's that too. Okay, so this is the last round. Plain. These ones are gonna be small, which is fine. Moving along. We are going to let me put this out of the way so that we can get to rolling and all that. So I have my skillet on. You know the drill. I'm gonna brush it with some oil so that it can warm up nicely. Oh, I got that. Because honestly, the way how I'm nervous but excited for these pumpkin flatbreads. Guys, listen, vote up, okay? We need votes. Tomorrow, it looks like if no one votes for the night, it looks like pumpkin biscotti is gonna win. So we're gonna do the cheese ones first, because they were the ones that we did first. They rested the most. Gosh. I'm gonna get a tag bit of flour. Just in case I need to do some patchwork. And the patchwork is easy. If you see it here, just kind of flatten it with some the flour. And also keep your dough covered if you don't want it to create a skin. And this dough will create a skin. Okay, let's go through. Thanks. Can you see that? Yeah. We're gonna roll. This one's the cheese. Oops. Ever so gently because you may or may not pop it. So I'm just gonna just a tad bit of flour. Because it's puckering on this side, I'm gonna flip it over and roll the side that may not pucker and will look better and be smoother. Okay? So you kind of just, as you can see, right? You kind of just have to be smart about how you're gonna roll it out. I suspect some tear will happen, but we just gotta be gentle. Again, this was stuffed. This was really stuffed. Are we gonna get it to be big and thin? Probably not. But we're gonna make it work. It looks like the cheese are all on one side, but we're still gonna make it work. Just be gentle. Even if you get a tear, don't be like me, don't freak out. Okay, just do some patchwork. Just patch it up. If it's a major tear, add some water to that. Stick some flour together. Patchwork. I think this might be flat enough, right? Right? Mhm. Yeah, looks like it'll be flat enough. And I'm also just adding the flour on the exposed sides with the cheese because when it cooks, the cheese might not move. Patchwork. Okay, I think we're ready. I do expect some cheese to just be floating on out. One side seems a bit thicker than the other. but that's okay. Okay. We'll make it work. All right, I'm gonna move you over so you can actually get the full scope of things. So let's do this. So while this is cooking, I'll be rolling. Right? Okay, we're good. This is hot-ish. And I apologize if you can hear the dogs. They are not mine. Are you hot enough? Okay. Moment of truth. Fingers crossed. Let me get my palette knife so that we can flip them over. I'm looking for my stuff. I know. I'm gonna use a small one. Ooh, cheese. Don't be melted. Hey, it smells good. Are you puffing up? I'm smelling the cheese. It's looking good. I'm concerned. I have some concern, but it may not puff up. It may just only stay flat. But again, there is no baking soda in this at all. It's happening. We have a little air pocket happening. Cheese. But don't be rude, cheese. Real for real. Just don't be rude. I don't know. Oh, I got you guys. Oh, it's puffing up. Excited. It is puffing up. Outside of the sizzling of the cheese, it's puffing up. It does not smell like it's burning. I just want to make sure. Ooh, I gotta turn. Yeah, it puffed up nicely. I'm not bad. I'm not mad. It's not bad. It's not bad. I'm actually happy. I'm not bad. Yeah, this is my first time making this stuffed up flatbread. You guys gonna spoil me because now this is all I'm gonna do, especially if it tastes good. Okay, this is pumpkin. It is not as bright as sweet potato would be. I think the sweet potato is more pigmented, but that's up for debate. That's debatable. It smells amazing. Smells good. It smells good. It does smell really good. Just be gentle with your rolling. Just be gentle. I ain't gonna lie. Slather that with some butter. What? Yes, yes. Perfect. Now, I should have probably done the cinnamon one first, but I roll the cheese one first. So first in, first out. I want to make sure it does longer than it needs to. But the longer it rests, the better it is. Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. Better it is. I think I want to try making this again. This probably won't be up for redemption just because it turned out. I'm just getting more color, right? But it has a nice little pocket on the inside. So I know once it's cooled, you probably tear it in the middle, stuff some stuff in. But food, the stuff pumpkin flatbread is here for it. So again, use whatever cheese you want, but there is an ear pocket. I do want to make sure it is cooked all the way through because even though it is thin, it's still bread. You don't want to be eating raw flour. You will get sick. You don't want to have that. Now, even if you slightly undercook it, by the time you preheat it, warm it up in the oven, all that stuff, it'll cook all the way through, right? So we're gonna be taking this off, which oh yeah, by the way, it smells good. We're gonna add a little bit more to clean it up. It's my oil, clean it up a bit, and we'll be good. I turned it down a bit because I know the first one, yeah, second one might coming through. I get the brunt of the heat, and we just don't want it to really burn to look nice and toasty and delicious. This one's probably gonna have some excess cheese coming out. So we're just gonna put that. And make it quick. But yes, it's good. Yeah, this one's good. I'm so happy. I'm actually really happy it turned out. Because now I don't have to worry about breakfast tomorrow. Breakfast. Super easy. Okay, so it's still looking like we're gonna do the spaghetti tomorrow. That's gonna be fun. I haven't made biscotti in a couple of years. I like doing it around Christmas, but it's okay. Are you popping up too? Yeah. Excited. Okay, now we get to the cinnamon. And cinnamon is the questionable one. Cheese would have been bad, but the cinnamon one, because that filling is just moving all over the place. But it's okay. So I am gonna roll it out. With the flour here, just so that we don't have anything sticking. Just enough. And if anything comes out, we are gonna do some patchwork. And remember, because raisins are in this is what you have, right? So just be gentle with your rolling, just so that everything can be good. I have a nice little air pocket here. Like it's nice and toasty. Oh, that's beautiful. Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. The cinnamon sugar one is going to be a problem. Worse than the cheese. it's worse than cheese because I'm making dents in the dough to roll it out, and the raisins are just popping through. But they might not be as big, or they might be as big, but the raisins might get a little toasty first. We're just gonna make it work. Gonna make it work. Thing that's coming through, we're just gonna pack it up. And I know I said don't add too much flour. Sometimes you need to do some pad work. Just enough so that we can roll this out. Not have to peel. So we didn't throw this out. This is beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. And give that a few more seconds. And then we're gonna the cinnamon raisin one is definitely smaller because of the filling. Definitely smaller. But just try your best. They're all the same size in terms of weight. Just try your best to roll, and you should be fine. So this is good. We're done. Pop them over. Put a little paper towel over it. Warm. Now, my concern is the cinnamon sugar one because of the raisins in here, but I cannot control how the raisins are. So you can do the cinnamon sugar with or without the raisins. Without the raisins, you'll probably get a better roll. It'll be a little bigger with the raisins, or nuts or anything like that is restricted. Now, if you do nuts, like if I did this again and I did nuts, I would ground my nuts up and make it into a paste even. Make it into a full paste with my butter and my sugar. That way, it just rolls as one. That's another way of doing it, right? So I'm just gonna make the best and see what happens here. But we'll see. Yeah, the butter is already coming through. It smells good, but it's already like seeping out, right? Yeah. If I did this again, I know exactly how I would do it. It's still gonna work. It's still gonna be delicious. It's still gonna be a thing. It's just oozing. Oozing. Sugar. It's just oozing. It's not even holding it together. Okay? Completely oozing out. But this is what experiments. Again, if I was gonna do this again with cinnamon sugar, I will omit the raisin because it's just harder to roll. And I would, if I had nuts in it, I would actually ground the nuts up, make it into a paste with my butter and my sugar, and then roll it out. Because clearly this is dessert at this point. You understand what I'm saying? This is dessert. But now we know. We would not have known. We would never tried it. So now we know. I don't think I'm able to roll the other one without like breaking it. But it's still gonna be good. That's the only thing. It's still gonna be good. I'm not mad. Ow. So because we already see how that one's gonna go, I'm just gonna roll out the plain one just so that we see how the plain one operates and call it a day. Who is smoking here? Please don't set off my alarm. Please don't. Because it is very smoky in here because of all the butter that's coming out. So we know the cinnamon sugar one. Yeah, it could work. It just needs some more. It needs some more testing. This one has to cook a little longer because it's a little thicker. But I can finish this off in the oven. Not an issue. So we see that this one might be a problem. The cheese, fine. The cinnamon chip, that needs a redemption. Okay, we'll clean this one up. And we're gonna do the plain ones. Because I know that the cinnamon sugar is gonna be a problem. Cheese is better. And it's cinnamon and sugar and butter burns. So it was to be expected. But we'll have a redemption for the cinnamon filled flatbread eventually. So we have a nicely cleaned up. I'm just gonna roll out the plain one. And see how that one behaves. That one should be good. No filling, nothing, just plain old pumpkin flatbread. It's so smoky in here. Okay. So this one should be technically easier. We should get a nice little puffed out uh, result. Again, it's all about the technique and how you roll it. I think it's important not to actually completely run over your edges because it's kind of sealing it. So you can just you roll just to get the shape that you're looking for. You lightly press it down. I think once it begins to tear, that's when we're gonna have issues. Like mine are so I know we're gonna have issues, but I also know that it is gonna puff up. The longer you let it rest, the better it is. So this is probably gonna be on the smaller side. It's fascinating to me that the cheese filled flatbread, right, was rolled bigger. It's very interesting. And they're all the same size. Okay, so make it work. I do see specks of uh, pumpkin, so that's always good. Enjoy seeing that. Got the pumpkin flavor. And look, okay, so we're just gonna add that one here. That's the plain one. We're gonna see what it does. And see how it bakes, what it does. And we're good. So again, I'm not gonna roll out the cinnamon one with the raisins because it's a problem. But I will show that I will definitely show you the end results. We're not getting an air pocket in that one. It looks like we're done for the night because nothing else is moving. Cinnamon sugar one, excited. It is going to be delicious, but it was disappointing. Yo, give me a air bubble. Yes. Show these people I know what I'm doing. So I see a little rise here, but it's not going to do much. It's just chilling. It's not going to do much. Best one for me, the cheese. That was the best one. But now I know. If I didn't do it, I would never know. But the cheese would have been the best one. We're just gonna roll out the last little one. Now, am I gonna get an air pocket? You're not even sizzling up. Here, you're just so flat. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay, we have a little air pocket coming here. We have one coming here. I apologize. Okay, we have some movement because I was about to say, don't embarrass me. Jeez. Listen, we're not gonna talk about the cinnamon sugar one. It doesn't even exist. It didn't even happen. We didn't even make this. What? We're not gonna talk about that one. You did this one. It's perfect. Perfection. Beautiful. Okay, that one's plain. Now, I suspect if you put a little baking soda in this, because it's sourdough, you will get a nice little rise. I suspect. But again, this is without baking soda. And I also think like the end result might be better in terms of it not being hard and stiff. But once you warm it, it'll be very pliable, right? It'll be nice and delicious. You just want to make sure that everything is good. But I think this was a good experiment. It really was. It was worth it to try. Don't burn. Don't burn. It was worth it to try. So at least we know what not to do and what to do. Okay, so this is the plain one. This one is pretty much done. There's an air pocket happening in here. Like right here, right here. So I just know flavor wise. It's happening. All in the love of experiment. So we're done with the plain. We're down to the last one. We're just gonna burning. I don't want to. Sorry, burning because it's dried up, right? Jeez. But we're gonna take this off. I really just want to make sure it's cooked all the way through. And then we'll do the last one, and we're good. Again, we're not going to talk about the cinnamon sugar one. No, no, no. No, we are not. Okay? We are not. Okay, so this one, it looks like it's better here. I was just looking at right there. It wasn't looking as though it was cooked. It was still looking raw. But now we know. Okay, so we're tied for biscuits and biscotti. Come on, people. We need a tiebreaker. So you better tell a friend to come and vote. Because we can't make two tomorrow. Right now we're tied. Biscotti for 43% of the votes and biscuits for 43% of the votes. We need tiebreaker. Okay? So tell your friend to come and vote for what you want to see. That's the best way I can do it. Because if you leave it up to me, you might not be happy. Okay? Right, so this is the last one. This is the baby. We're just gonna get that going. Let's start cleaning up. So again, right now we are tied for biscotti and biscuits. We need a tiebreaker. Oh, my glasses are dirty. I'm like, why does it look so smoky in here? Listen, this experiment was fun. It was. It was interesting. I can talk about it now because I did one. We will do a redemption for the pumpkin and swirly one. Okay? We're gonna do a redemption for that one. Reason being, now I have an idea of how I would do it differently so that I'm able to roll it out and we have no issue. I knew there were gonna be issues, but that's why we experiment. To see, to show, to prove. Right? Now, the cheese one was good. No issues there. It turned out really well. I will show you everything once we're done here. I just don't think this one's gonna give me an air bubble. It might, but this is perfect. Like I like the range of this pumpkin flatbread. It's beautiful, right? This one's also beautiful, nice and soft. It is pliable. We're okay. The cheese filled flatbread, perfect. We're just not going to talk about the cinnamon raisin. Okay, we don't talk about we don't talk about her. We're not going to talk about her. She's a love child, but we're just not going to speak about her. Okay, she was causing too much pain. Time around, so we will do a redemption for the pumpkin cinnamon. Because I will omit the raisins. We did the raisins as an experiment, and I'll show you. I don't hide the bad here. We show everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm just making this cook through. You might get a little air pocket. I think there's a pocket inside here, and we'll be good. But this was fun. This was a fun little experiment. And we're back here again tomorrow, so don't forget to vote. You have an option of cheddar biscuits, cornbread, biscotti, all made with pumpkin. So vote for what you want to see. Because if I have to be the tiebreaker, you guys are not going to be happy. So vote. Tell your friend to vote. Tell a friend to come over and vote for what you want to see because we need to break the tie. We absolutely need to break the tie. Okay, so this baby is done. There's a little pocket inside, but it's okay. Okay, so I'm gonna move you back over so we can have a show and tell. Good and bad, but it's okay. We make it work. So today we made pumpkin flatbread. Okay, we tried plain. Okay. Just so that I can show you. We have the plain pumpkin flatbread, which is this one. These little guys are plain, right? They're pliable, they're good. You can freeze them. That's what this is. You have specks of pumpkin throughout. You do have pumpkin flavor throughout, which is a good thing. So you have the plain. We also tried to make the cinnamon raisin pumpkin flatbread. This was the end result. Why? Because the raisins were preventing me from rolling this really flat. So air pockets came about. All the cinnamon, butter, and sugar seeped out. And this is the end result, right? So in order for this to be successful, we have to include things that won't prevent us from rolling. So crushed powdered nuts. So think about like almond flour. You just need the finely ground nuts. If you were gonna use raisins, I would grind up the raisins and grind it into a paste with the sugar and the butter. That would just make it a lot easier to roll because you don't want it to be hard, right? And that's what we're doing. That's what we have here. So this is the dough I saved back to show you. This one we didn't cook it because as you can see, there is going to be pockets coming out. That's a raisin here. That's a raisin here. So if I roll this, all of this is going to be exposed, right? So you want to make sure when you're making something like this, because this was my first time, that it is flat and you're able to roll. Now, the one thing I'm happiest about is the cheese stuffed flatbread. Okay, so we made two. This is it. It has some cheese. It has some spices, some parsley in here. Okay, this one was the best one for me. All of this is cheese melted here. This would be perfect for breakfast. It's a good look. I'm pretty sure it's going to be delicious. Okay, uh, we're not going to talk about the cinnamon, but we're okay with the end results. We are. So I'm going to end the live stream here. Now, here's the thing. We have a tie. We have pumpkin cheddar biscuits with 43% of the votes. And then we have pumpkin biscotti with 43% of the votes. And then we have pumpkin cornbread with 14% of the votes. That is a tie. We need a tiebreaker. And I think I'm going to put it to a vote on my community tab. And you guys have to settle it until tomorrow morning. So I won't know until tomorrow morning what we're gonna make. Okay. So it's either gonna be a pumpkin biscuit or it's gonna be the pumpkin biscotti. Okay. That is it for today. It's a done deal. Okay. I'm stressed out. We know what works, we know what doesn't work. It's fine. Okay. That is it. I'm gonna end the poll here and we'll create one on my channel because we need a tiebreaker. Okay. But that is it for this live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned something. I hope you had fun. Okay, we're back here again tomorrow for day number 3 of our Sourdough Bake-a-thon in October. All right, that is it, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.